Good afternoon, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and today I bring you guys my budget Rob Lucci deck profile for y'all today, post OP07 and the ban list. So, yes, we just got brand new news that the ban list came in and Rob Lucci got a hit, and his lobby, the field spell is officially banned, but no worries. That's not really a big deal because that main Rob Lucci, the OP07 version of this deck, is still like a basically full power. Yes, they don't have the field spell to -3 anymore without using Dawn equipment, but they can just build their deck more like Sakazuki in OP06 and 5, and that deck will still be a Meta 1 contender, if not the best deck in the format. But I don't want to talk about OP07 Rob Lucci. I want to talk about the Rob Lucci everyone forgot, that being OP03 Rob Lucci. This is a mono black 5 life leader, CP9, that once a turn, you can trash 2 cards to your hand. When your opponent's character is KO'd, set this character as active. Basically, this is the original Rob Lucci. He's the aggro black deck. He is basically the mono black version of Use's Captain Kidd all the way back in the green starter decks. And I think this leader is completely forgotten, and it's very fun and very cheap to build. So I think the best build with this guy is with the Celestial Dragons. Let's segue into here. Now, the Celestial Dragons are not the greatest cards. I'm not going to lie to you. They're really shitty. Not only are they really shitty characters, but they're just really shitty cards in general. The worst matchup for Rob Lucci is just another black deck, because they can KO our Celestial Dragons. But if our opponent does not have answers to our St. Roswell and St. Charlos, this deck can actually kill anything in the game, which is really, really fun. So let's actually talk about it. So first things first, we are playing the Celestial Dragon package. We're playing 4 St. Roswell. St. Roswell is a 5-cost 0 attack monster that on your turn, if this is the only character on field or all characters on your field are Celestial Dragon types, then give all your opponent's characters -6 cost. This is a very, very powerful effect. Basically, with no Dawn equipment every turn, this card will be removing 6. Now, the biggest issue to this deck, besides black decks, is always red, purple, law, because since all these St. Charles and St. Roswells have 0 power, they can easily get bottom decked, and then you just get ruined. But luckily, Law got hit on the ban list, and he's no longer viable. So, let's go. So, he minuses 6 a turn, he minuses 4 a turn, and that's kind of your Celestial Dragon package. These guys are really, really strong in the sense that if your opponent does not have an answer to them, you win the duel. Now, the only issue is there's a lot of answers to these guys. Green can rest these dudes, then KO because they're rested. Red can kill them because they have 0 power, so there's cards that kill 0 power characters. Purple just have KOs like Kaios. They can just kill based on level or character. Blue can bottom deck these dudes. And of course, black can just lower their level and then kill them that way. But I want to show you an unorthodox build that's really, really cheap. So here we are. Racism incarnate. But let's get straight up to this. We're playing 4 Shirahoshi. This card's insane. -4 cost a character on the turn it's played. Now, I will say this. These cards are racist. If you do not control anything besides Celestial Dragon, their effects don't work. So, if you play this card on the same turn you play this card, this is going to cancel out this. But the reason why we're playing Shirahoshi is because this deck has not a lot of monsters. It's playing a lot of events. So we need a lot of blockers. And on a turn that we need to remove a character, but we also need to set up a blocker, we can set up a Shirahoshi. This will turn off our Roswell and our Charlos, but we'll still get the -4 and set up a blocker for the next turn, which is pretty solid. We're also playing 4 Bartolomeo. Bartolomeo can't be, he's just a really good 2K, to be honest with you. The 3 cost 2K, that's a blocker. Really just a great card. We're also playing over 4 Shirahoshis. This card is really, really cool. It's just another 2K that's amazing. But it also has the bonus effect that if you ever want to play it, you can rest this character, then place 2 cards in your trash, the bottom of the deck in any order. Then if your opponent has 6 or more cards in hand, basically it bottom decks a card from hand, which is pretty cool. But we never actually use its on-play effect. We're just using it as a card in hand, so keep that in mind. Next, we're playing for One-Legged Soldier, because One-Legged Soldier can remove itself from play to give -3 cost to a character. So this card's actually really insane with our Celestial Dragons. So we can have a Celestial Dragon on field, play a One-Legged Soldier, shuffle itself back deck minus another 3 costs. And then, because it's no longer on field anymore, our Celestial Dragons come back on, and they're minus even more, which is pretty insane. Our final monster we're playing is 2 Mancherry. The reason why we're playing Mancherry is that if our opponent removes one of our Celestial Dragons, and we don't have one in hand, the deck kind of falls apart. So we need Mancherry to add it back from grave, and then she's a low-cost character that we can easily get killed or run over, so that we can just be able to be fine. That's it for the monsters. Let's talk about the spells. We're playing 2 Marijois. This basically says, hey, if you're playing a Celestial Dragon type with 2 or more costs, reduce its cost to 1. So now this is a 2 cost, and that's a 4 cost, which is pretty solid. We're also playing 2 Tempest Kicks. Tempest Kick is just a draw 1, and then if you have 10 engraved, -3 cost. Not to mention its triggers just KO a character with 3 or less, which is pretty insane. We're only playing 2 of it because our deck is not necessarily milling that much. It's more discarding with leader effect. This deck wants to be aggro as hell, so keep that in mind. We're playing 4 Tempest Kicks. This card's really, really great. This card literally says, activate main KO to the opponent's character with 0 cost, or a stage with 3 or less. So you go get the deck, well, like Rob Lucci, but Rob Lucci stage just got banned. Let's say you go get the deck like Purple Kaido, you can pop you can pop their field spell, which is pretty solid. Next we're playing 4 Meteor Volcano. This KO is a 1 cost or less, but who cares? Our Celestial Dragons basically make us 0 cost characters. So this card literally just reads KO any character, then draw 2, trash 1 if this is your trigger. We're also playing 4 Gum Gum Pistol. This card KOs any 2 cost character, but it's a 3 cost event. Also, its event trigger is just draw 1. And then finally, we're playing I Bid $5 billion. This card's absolutely insane. This card is just a 3 cost event that says activate main, choose one of these effects. Either KO to one of your opponent's characters 1 or less cost. Return up to one of your opponent's 1 or cost characters to their hand. Place an opponent's character with 1 or less cost to the bottom of their owner's life. Or if you have a Celestial Dragon, draw 1. So basically, it allows you to just completely fuck up your opponent and deal with them however you want to. Not to mention its trigger, just if your opponent controls a character with 6 or less, return it to the hand, which is absolutely insane. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy. Now this deck will get better as soon as we get caught up to the manga, because we're going to get a lot more Celestial Dragon type cards. And hopefully this archetype actually gets fleshed out a lot better. I'm not going to go into spoilers of what we get, but there's going to be a lot more stronger Celestial Dragons in the future, physically and just like card-wise. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Don't do anything stupid. See you on the next one, and bye-bye.